Hello everybody, this is Ogden's Missing Sign. I'm here today with another step in the Mega Man 3 Legacy Collection speedrun. This is not an NES speedrun. I may or may not submit this to the leaderboards. I don't think it actually moves me up a spot, although it might. But my first run still hasn't been approved, so, you know. Anyway, so you may notice that we already have splits on the screen. Those are for this run. I did time this run because I record this on a PlayStation 5 and then I have to add a timer from my computer. I did record the run and me timing it with the splits and everything on the computer, but there was an audio issue that I didn't notice until I watched it back, and I don't really know how to revert the splits so that I can do them fresh. So instead I just did a blank timer in case I want to submit the run for the leaderboards. I did a video that's just a blank timer. And this video, which is going to be commentary, will just look at the splits. You can see them ahead of time. So, anyway, let's get started. For anybody that likes classic Mega Man but feels like it's hard, I highly recommend the Legacy Collection if you're interested in getting into the speedruns. It's not very competitive, so it's pretty easy to get like a mid-tier time. You are also allowed to use auto fire because it's built into the game. You're not allowed to do that on the NES and the original game leaderboards, and that makes particularly Mega Man 3 way harder. It makes it way harder. There's a lot of jumping and mashing in this game. There's just a lot of mashing in general. You gotta shoot something 3 times. Like, killing one of those dozers in one jump with no auto fire is no joke. It's hard. And you do stuff like that throughout the entire game. So this is a good starter. Obviously we're not going to have the time as we're rolling to see room transitions and stuff, but I can tell you that my room transitions here were quite favorable. I was very happy with it. I got a 155 in Top Man. I think I was minus 0.7 or 0.8. Great job on the top maze there. For myself, the trick has been no top skip. Made me so sad. The trick for the top maze has been jumping off the ladder earlier than I feel like I should be. That has been the trick to getting it for me. That's where I was misseeing it. So here we are fighting Top Man with auto fire. We don't have to time single shots with his iframes. We can just blast away. This is not a gold split. This is, I think it's like 3/4 of a second off a gold split or something. I'm not entirely sure. Also, fantastically, even though I clicked save on live split on my phone, it did not save the splits. So all I have is a screenshot that I took, which doesn't include the first 2 stages, and I can't go back and compare splits to what my best split is easily. So here's Shadow Man stage. Really the only major strat change for the Legacy Collection that I'm doing here, where I think it's an improvement at least, because obviously the Dark Room is going to be different with auto fire because you're going to have extra lemons a lot of the time. I decided in the Parachutes room to use the auto fire buster instead of topspin because I can't wiggle, and so doing topspin one platform at a time is very, very slow. If you're too afraid to slide. So I don't menu here like I used to, and instead we do this. That took 2 jumps, but then I think the rest of this goes pretty pretty smoothly. You know, the slides could go smoother. But it is what it is. The door there was 326, which, if I'd already menued, would be a really hot time for me. The first time that I don't know exactly how much time I save with the Buster pair of shoes as opposed to doing slow top spin, but I can say the first time that I successfully did that stage in a run with that, I gold split. I don't know how much the gold split was, but overall I was minus 7.5 seconds coming out of Shadow Man. It was incredible. So it is fast. Topspin is probably faster. Magnets would also be faster. Alright, so here comes Gemini Man. I think overall I had 2 or 3 bonks on this first screen, which I don't consider good. There's 2 right there, and then here's a 3rd right there. So I might even have more than that. But I did get that jump. I also get this bullet slide, which I've been working on. It's not a big deal, but 4 bonks. And then 5, I always take that one there. I do that on purpose. So 5 bonks on this first screen, that's a lot of room for improvement. I think we're 445 or 446 on that screen transition, which is, it's a good time for me, but with the recent Shadow Man time save, that is not a great time for me. I was able to get that time 2 or 3 times before I saved, you know, found 7 seconds of time save in Shadow Man. So, but I think the rest of the stage goes pretty well. The first screen was not good. In my previous PB, I accidentally menued to Shadow Blade before I used the coil, and I didn't even realize that I was doing it until after I threw a Shadow Blade, and I was like, wait a second, that's not the right menu. Although that the one mid-jump there under the Dragonfly is a little sus, I get a little flustered when I'm messing around with shooting and sliding in that room. And because you don't have to worry about lag management on that screen anymore, I kind of like handling it that way. I'm probably pretty close to routing out that E-Tank, I think. So that'll save me another second or something. So 628, this was a gold split. So Top Man came out of Top Man at like minus 0.7, minus 0.8. Came out of Shadow Man at plus half a second. And we're leaving Gemini at minus 4. Even. And that is a true gold split. Even though I took 5 bonks on that first screen, pretty much the rest of it went pretty well. I got shot once in the Gemini fight, but I don't think I took any body hits. So it was pretty quick. I did have a run here, I think 2 runs back, two videos back, where I just had an awful Needleman screen. Well, I guess the second screen, but it was terrible. So I put in some work, and, you know, it went a lot better. I did mess up a jump or something on that first screen, I think for the last Hedgehog. I would like it if I got the jump to this ladder more often, but I find it kind of scary for some reason, so I don't push it when I'm in a run, because dying in that pit is so silly. If I had not taken that hit to the Hedgehog early on, I would have damage boosted the Stomper there. I know that's the thing that like the top runners do. I think that's the thing I may have previously done in the past. I'm very happy with that fight. I'm well pleased with that fight. So I'd like to do that Stomper just a little bit faster. So, anyway, that was Needleman. We actually lost 0.6 of a second in that stage. And honestly, it was a good stage. So, that's probably mostly just from that one bonk. And then a couple slow ladders. You know, missed that ladder jump. A couple slow ladders coming off, that's it. I've been working on positioning so that you can avoid that shot, and then, like, I just didn't jump. I don't know if... I don't recall now if my input got eaten or what happened there. I may have just stood there like a fool. I'm not entirely sure. But I've been putting in work on this stage, and I feel like it shows. It at least shows to me. So, I'm well pleased with it. 3, 4, 5, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. I do kind of wonder if the right move there is to slide up to the Joe and then buster him down or something. Or maybe just, like, jump and summon Rush up there so that you can slide towards... I haven't messed with it. It's not that much time save. It just feels like there should be a better option than flying Rush over that platform, especially with auto-fire. That's not an option on the NES. So that screen right there, that's the second half of that screen. I don't really know how to slide cancel, like, you know... sliding megas where you have to do a lot of slide canceling, you know, 5 and 6, I guess, 4, 5, 6 maybe, 6 basically. I don't really play a lot of or at all, so I've never learned exactly how to maximize your sliding there. I've always just concerned myself with don't get hit. All right, so we're gonna make an attempt at the faster fight. I don't know how I fired all those needles so close to each other off to the right. I might have accidentally hit my auto fire button instead of my single fire button, but that fight went much better than I could have expected. We got a slight gold split here. We gold split by 0.2 something seconds. So now we're minus 3.7. And that was a good stage. We took that one, just stand there and get shot on the first screen. And we had that one ladder where we grabbed it on accident real low. And I think that's it. I mean, I would take that fight every time, to be honest, because I don't really want to put in a lot of work to getting good at the Snake Man fight. And that seemed good enough to me. If I could have that fight every time, I would take it. Another Proto Man fight. I really like that with auto fire, probably like 60% of the time, I can kill both those eyeballs in one jump. And that just feels nice. You know, you don't have to worry about jumping and mashing a bunch of shots. You don't have to worry about getting hit. I feel like there's got to be a better strategy for summoning Rush than summoning him. Like, I know I'm probably just being slow, and that's why I'm getting interrupted by the block. Or maybe I'm just, like, not jumping on, you know, maybe I'm supposed to really, really, really aim for the nose there to jump on him. I'm not really sure, but I feel like there's got to be a faster strategy than that. Maybe, you know, opening up with a slide or something. I really don't know. But I feel like something else has got to be faster than that. Actually, I kind of wonder... I've never thought about it until just now. I kind of wonder if there's, like, a faster rush coil strat or something. Probably not. Alright, so we end up losing 1.1 seconds in this stage. And I was just shocked. I knew that I gold split Magnet Man in my previous PB, which was a 36-18. So we saved quite a bit of time on this PB. I was just shocked because when I thought back on it, I was like, I can't think of what I possibly did to lose that time. And really what I think it came down to was just rush, getting the slow magnet fight, 2 jumping the eyeballs. Like, that's... I'm sure I didn't get a significantly faster Proto Man fight. Maybe ever so slightly, you know, I guess since we're talking about just barely a second, like, that might, count. I think I also gold split Hardman in my previous PB, so I suspected I was going to lose a little bit of time here, but what I was hoping for coming into it was don't mess up Proto Man, don't mess up Hardman. I got the slide, which I was very happy about. Did not kill the Met with my fall shots, which, you know, would have been nice. Just a little swag. I know technically you can, if you can do all of that with Rush Coil, you can save a little bit of ladder time there. But I'm just, even with Auto Fire, I'm not comfortable with that. I feel like there's just too much that can go wrong. Good menu, I mean. Good health. My health is great. Let's see if I flail at this fight real bad, or if it turns out okay. I think I flail at it pretty bad. Yeah. Look at that. Slide out of the way for no reason. I was yelling out. I'm sure the people outside could hear me going, "Oh, what are you doing? You don't slide there. You take the hit. You've got all the health." Did not mean to get shot by the hard knuckle. So now, even though we've had 2 gold splits, now we're only ahead by 1.2 seconds. We lost almost a second and a half in that stage. It is certainly all in that Hardman fight. I'm pretty sure that would have been an even better gold split if I hadn't messed up the fight. Alright, Sparkman. Here we go. In my PB, my previous PB, the 3618, I lost like 4.5 seconds in Sparkman. And it made me so sad because I came out of Hardman like minus 18 seconds, and I was trying to save 31 seconds on the run. And so I thought for sure, you know, I'm going to come out of Spark minus 18, minus 20, and I was only going to have to find 10 seconds in the back half of the game. You know, 10, 12, 13 seconds in the back half of the game, and instead I lost, what did I say, 4.5 seconds? I feel like getting 2 slides in there is faster, but at the same time I feel weird doing a straight vertical drop off of the blocks because you're not getting that forward momentum during that time, and I feel like that's a waste of time. I don't know which way is faster. But doing the 1 slide feels slow. I can say that for sure. So anyway, we came out of Hardman minus 1.2. We're coming out of Spark minus 5.5. 1706 coming out of Sparkman. We're coming pretty close to a sub 17 8 robots, which I'm very happy with. Very happy with. I don't know what, like, actual mid-range Mega Man 3 runners have for their 8 robots PBs, but I have watched an obscene amount of Fast at CC, and if I recall correctly in the world record, which has all the lag and no auto-fire, by the way, just to, you know, be clear that this is wildly less impressive than what he's got. And it's not close. I think his 8 robots is like a 1618 or 1612. Once again, one of those fish got shot by a needle. I don't know why, because that's just happened like the last couple of runs. It didn't happen before that. It was just normal, shoot 3, blow the bubbles up, jump over them. But I'm getting more natural at this D boost here. This isn't a super clean needle fight at all. Even for me, I don't do like a really good needle fight, but I did kill him dead center. And so those bubbles cleared fast. Okay, so we do not do spike slides in this stage. I might learn how to do it, but I just don't really feel like I need that risk this late in the game. I did mess up this ladder grab pretty bad. Yeah, pretty bad. At least I didn't jump off this time after the 3rd hit to grab some health. Okay, I missed a slide there, but I did do the short jump. Okay, so it's not crisp. I've been working on that, and in practice it's pretty crisp. But, you know, it just didn't show up in the run for the 2nd time in a row now. Did not show up in the run. But it's generally been a pretty good stage. That first screen has been coming a long way with the practice. Most of the mistakes I had in that first screen of Doc Gemini were because of a drop. I think I got hit twice because a drop landed right as I was about to try to jump. I know at least one large drop caused me to hit some fire. Anyway, we saved 4.2 seconds in Doc Gemini. Not a gold split, but it was some time save. So now we're minus 9.7 coming into Doc Shadow. I'm kind of halfway between taking a damage boost there and taking the time to kill those eyeballs. I like having as high of a health as I can coming out of Woodman. But I think the damage boost is faster. And so in that instance, I was just kind of torn between what to do. And so I didn't really take the damage boost the way that I would have if that had been the plan. I just kind of... That's what happened. I don't really feel like this is a thing I need to practice that much, but I could, if I practice this more, I could get one more hit in that first part, and I could probably save, I don't know what that is, 3/4 of a second or something. I have been practicing this room right here a bit, and the next screen. The next screen, I'm going to work some slides in for the first time, and I think I might have had it go this well in practice, like, one time. I spent about 30 minutes just on that one screen, and that might be better than all of that time. All of those practice runs of that screen. I was so happy that it came through in the run, you know, because we're 22 minutes in almost into the run. We did not get a double hit this time on Doc Heat. But we didn't die, you know. We did gold split. We're now minus 12.4, so we saved only 2.7 seconds, but it was a gold split. Now these next 2 splits are gonna be honkin'. So before my last run, before the 3618, I spent time practicing the 8 robot stages and maybe also Doc Gemini. And then that was kind of like my stop point. And so before this run, I spent, I don't know, probably an hour. I wasn't looking at my watch, but an hour and a half picking up from that last save state that I had used the day before. And I practiced the Doc stages. I don't think I practiced any of the front half of Doc Spark, hardly at all. I did not practice this boss fight. maybe 2 or 3 times. That was a very unfortunate first round, but it still worked out fine. He didn't even have time to jump. My health is great. I did practice this next screen, I don't know, just a couple times. But what I did practice was I made a save state on the screen after this, and I practiced the series of Mets, and I practiced the boss fight, because I've been having some real issues with that boss fight, and it used to be just like a real quick, pretty simple thing to do. I've been, like, my snakes have been too early on that giant Met sometimes. I haven't really been able to figure it out. This here has been a total mess. So I just spent some time practicing this, and it paid off, you know. All that went really well. I almost, because of that missed jump, I almost got run over by that hedgehog. But no issues with the giant Mets, no issues with the baby Mets. Didn't get shot going through the cannons. Boom, boom, that's 2. Boom, boom. 2 double shots. Basically the old fight. Kapow! 2450 coming out of Doc Needle. We saved 12.2 seconds. We doubled our time save for the entire run in one stage. Obviously that's a gold split. I was not expecting that coming out of that stage. With the practice, I had no idea how much time I was going to save. You know, if I had to put a number on it, I would have said 5 seconds. That missed shot, by the way, on the NES would have been a complete laggy disaster. That probably would have lost like 4 seconds right there, because you have all those sparks. The enemy's still alive, so you have to get him off screen before he fires again. And you've got the laser, which is 3 sprites in itself. It would have just been a complete mess. But really, as you can see, it wasn't a big deal. I'm not entirely sure where that came from, how I fired that low. But I definitely fired it low or something. I did practice this Metal Man fight quite a bit. I haven't... Even though I practiced the fight, I really didn't practice moving across the room at all. Really, I was just practicing, like, how high do you jump on a 3-shot? How high do you jump on a 2-shot? I missed the lag jump, or not the lag jump, the swag jump. Made me sad, because I've been talking about how I get it such a high amount of the time these days. I spent a lot of time practicing Dot Quick with a little less health than this. I think I took 1 extra hit in my save state for some reason. And I was very tempted to not use that E-Tank or to save it. But there's one reality that really set in, is that my circle button, see, right there, that was my circle button not firing twice. To start the fight off, it did not fire 2 different times. And you can't be fighting Dot Quick with 2/3 of your life and a poorly functioning fire button. I tried to practice just like tapping my auto fire button so that it won't shoot all 3 snakes, because if you miss, you have fun. And that just didn't really work out very well for me. So we just had to make it work with single fire, and it didn't bite us too hard. We did gold split. Pow! Coming out of Doc Spark at 27:06 minus 33.1. We saved another 8.5 seconds in that stage. Across just the Doc stages, we saved almost 30 seconds. It was amazing. And this is compared to the 3618. And when I did the 3618, I said, I just need to save 31 seconds. Right? This was a much better fish room than I have been having recently. It just feels to me like those fish spawn differently every time I go through it. At different heights. And so it's very difficult to shoot them. And I don't do spike slides, as we discussed. So, it makes me want to learn how to do spike slides, though, because, you know, sometimes I get hit there like 3 or 4 times. It's really embarrassing. In fact, in the 3618, I got hit there like 3 or 4 different times. And... yeah, okay. So... this here... I don't think it really needs practice. This was overall a pretty okay turtle maker. Here's the problem, is this is not the only time that I miss a turtle really badly. See, look at that. Two different times. This is just going everywhere. We lost 4.5 seconds in that stage, and I'm sure it was all the turtles. I'm sure if I had just hit those turtles, we would have actually come out ahead. So here we go into Wily 2. The big question in Wily 2 for me, do I pick up magnets, a magnet refill right before Easy Devil? Do I not pick up a magnet refill before Easy Devil? We missed the bee there. That was awesome. Spoiler alert, we're going to lose some amount of time in this stage also. You know, missing a jump and then missing the bee there and having to respawn it didn't help. We skipped the magnet refills, so we'll see how that works out this time. I can't imagine having to fight Yellow Devil without knowing the easy fight. I just can't imagine having to do that all the time. I really can't. Alright, that was Wily 2. 30:49 coming out of Wily 2. Minus 26.4, so we lost 2.2 seconds. We gold split this in the 3618, and then I started off the stage by missing Rush Coil, which was sad and very slow. Slid into a grenade. You know, I've done that screen worse, unfortunately, but it still makes me sad. Do we slide into the Stomper? Yes, because we just can't do anything right in this stage. Right about here, I was really feeling the run slipping away from me. I really, really was. We're just bleeding a little bit of time every stage, and I didn't want to lose like 4 or 5 seconds in this stage, and then lose, you know, 5 seconds in the refights, because we need to save at least 19 seconds to get a 35, right? So, how did we do in Wily 3? 31:59. We lost 5.5 seconds. We're now minus 20.8. So I was sweating in these refights, because if I lose any time in the refights, PB is dead. Or not, PB's not dead, but you know, we're not going to get the 35. The 35 is going to be dead if we lose any amount of time in the refights. I was really sweating it. So, naturally, this is how things started. How many needles does it take to get the last hit? 8 or 9? It was... I was really shaking my head. I felt very behind the gun. or not behind the gun, behind the 8-ball, right? That's the expression. I don't know where behind the gun came from. I'm still struggling exactly how to do that fight, because really good runners get 2 hits on the first cycle before he moves, and I don't know how. So I saved the magnet there instead of firing one in the air, because I haven't ironed out why I missed that shot so often. But that is how I end up having to use Hard Knuckle in the refights. I knew I had exact ammo, so I just held it, made sure I got hit, and then made sure I didn't fire one into iframes. There's the Nadua laser, and another Nadua laser. Thank you, Needleman, for exposing my bad needle fights. Okay, gotta slide all the way across the screen. So when I had to slide all the way across the screen for that Magnet Man health, I was like, this is so bad. Needleman was so bad. Losing so much time on that Magnet Man. Tried to jump over this health, didn't work. Maybe I jumped a little too far. So how are we doing? 34:41. We saved 4.4 seconds. That is the first stage since the dock stages that we saved time. We've lost time at every turn. Even the Brakeman fight, we lost time. Almost mispositioned and mistimed that slide. Alright, I'm just gonna scroll to the end of the splits because you can already see the final time. So we come out of Wily 5 at 35.25, which is minus 24.8. So we lost 0.4 of a second. I'm not sure if that's just a late split or an early split before or menuing. I don't know. So here's the final fight. 7. There we go. Boom. 35.52. Minus 25.7. So we saved almost a second in that fight. You know, that could be maybe a late split in the split before, makes that split look better. You know, could be just better menuing than my 36.18. That's possible. So anyway, let's scroll back up. That was I felt like it was a great run. I was sweating through Wily 4 though, through the boss refights, because I really felt that 35 slipping away. I'm glad that it made it. I'm glad I didn't accidentally hit rewind. Unfortunately, I don't think that this will move me anywhere on the leaderboard if I submit it, because I think the next person's time is like 35:05 or something like that. So I'm way far away from that. I mean, where do I even save another minute? You know, I can save 2, 3, 4 seconds at a time, like, pretty clearly. I don't know where I get 50 seconds from. That seems like a lot. That seems like something that's just gonna have to be, like, grinded down by getting good. And I don't know that I really want to dedicate that much time to this. I've got other stuff going on. You know, I'm middle-aged. I have a job. But I am excited to see where I go from here. Hopefully I have more updates for you all in the near future. Hopefully somebody watches this and goes, gee, that's neat. I would love if even just one person saw this video and said, gee, this seems neat. This seems like a thing that I could learn how to do. This seems like a speed run where there are resources to learn it. I'm just going to pick it up. You know, the Legacy Collection has... The Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 has Mega Man's 1 through 6. It's 6 games in 1. You're allowed to use auto fire because it's built into the game. You can make save states, which makes it a lot easier to practice. Although you can only make 1 per game. I don't like that. I mean, I'm playing this on a PlayStation 5. Let's get real here. I should be able to make 8 million save states and label them all just like in a practice ROM or something. So that I could just go, I want to go practice, I don't know, the Ladybug screen in Doc Gemini. Go. Anyway. You can make save states, so it makes it way easier to practice, especially boss fights. Boss fights are way easier to practice than they are in the original game. You have the auto fire function, which just makes it way easier. There's a rewind function. Besides the save states, there's also a rewind function, which you can't use in speedruns, but it's very handy for practicing things where you just want to back up 2 steps. You know, so it's especially handy when you walk in a boss door and you go, I meant to make a save state before I walked in here so I can practice this. Save state. So it's incredibly handy to, it's easy to pick up. The leaderboards are wide open. It's very easy to get a middling time in the Legacy Collection leaderboards because they're not super active. For some reason, the NES, original NES cartridge categories are way more competitive still. I don't know why, because it's very hard to get into those if you don't already have them. But Legacy Collection is available on everything. You can play it on PC, you can play it on PS4, you can play it on PS5, you can play it on Switch. I don't know about Xbox, but I'm sure it's available on Xbox. Like, you can play it on everything. So it's just out there. I would love it if somebody saw this and said, I'm going to give that a try. I'm going to join the Mega Man community. I'm going to join the Discord. I'm not on Discord because I'm an old man. But I am a member of the Mega Man Reddit. You know, so hopefully somebody enjoys this. If not, I'll just keep documenting it for myself. So until next time, guys, this has been Ogden's Missing Sign. See you later.